This video will be 28 minutes. Hey guys, welcome back. Introduction, blah, blah, blah. I know it hasn't been that long since I've done a Hoya favorites video, but what can I say? 2022, I've been collecting a lot more Hoyas than almost any other genera. They've just been bringing me a lot of joy lately. I've been getting a lot of Hoyas from Jing. Most of my purchases this year have been Hoyas, I think. I do have an import coming in of, well, two separate imports. One Hoya import that just has only one plant in it. I'm replacing a plant that I killed. And then the second import is coming in about a week, which is a bunch of aeroides from Ecuador. So I will be filming a video on that. I'm super excited. But yeah, today I just wanted to show 8 of my current favorite Hoyas. They're mostly different from my last favorites video, and I don't know if I've shown some of these in my channel. Some of them I definitely have shown, but a couple of them I think I haven't shown yet. So yeah, let's just get started. Okay, starting off with one that I showed fairly recently. I just wanted to show a little bit of an update on it because it is definitely one of my favorites at the moment. This is my Hoya CV Joy Splash from Jing. This was a gift from her. Oh, I don't know when I got it. Maybe like a month ago or like month and a half. So the last time I showed this in my which video was it? I don't remember now. It was not yet rooted and it was super wrinkly, and I just wanted to show how nice it looks now that it's plumped up. It's grown a bunch of roots. You can see one juicy one right there. I'm really excited for this to start growing. I think it grows fairly quickly, but it vines a lot, hence this. But yeah, like even if it doesn't grow, I could just stare at this like juicy little gumdrop all day. So yeah, that's my Hoya CV Joy. Oh, I also don't mind my hands. I've been working pretty hard this week, and yeah, this is what a barista's hand looks like. Anyways, off topic. Yeah, my Hoya CV Joy Splash. I don't know what else to say about it other than like, look how juicy it looks. I will be so excited when this starts to grow. It is currently in it's kind of like a mixture of Jing's homemade lechuza pond, which is zeolite, pumice. Does she put perlite? No. Zeolite and pumice and orchiata. And also I've mixed in my own pond mix, which is actual lechuza pond, perlite. There's some leca in here. I think this must have been like a recycled batch of pond mix that I just chucked this one into like a little dessert cup that I got from Charmaine. This currently lives in my Millsville cabinet downstairs, and it seems to be happy in there. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a little update of perked up CV Joy. Next is a plant that hasn't grown for a little while, but it is still alive and I'm very happy about it. This is my Hoya clemenciorum. So I showed this in my last Hoya favorites video, but at that time it wasn't sun stressed like this. So I just wanted to give a little update. This one lives also in my Millsville cabinet, but at the very top shelf. So you can see where the sun stress is kind of right where the lights are. It's kind of like in real life, I would say it's like a reddy purple color, but more red than I think the camera is picking up. And it's also not as dark anymore, but the veins are a little bit more contrasty. So yeah, I think it looks really cool at the moment. It did have another leaf, I think, when this one came in, but that one aborted. And I think I might have let it dry out one too many times, so I will keep on top of the watering a little bit more. I've been noticing this with my Hoyas. I've been overestimating their drought tolerance, so you can see this vine here has kind of withered off. It's like dead woody vine now. This, oh yeah, and the tip of this one as well. So I do have to keep an eye on my watering for my Hoyas, especially in the cabinets, because like I just assume that they're going to take a lot longer to dry out than they do, but with the amount of light that they're receiving, I just don't think I'm watering them enough. So yeah, Hoya clemenciorum. I got this from Jing as well. I don't know if she has any more, but she restocks her Hoyas every now and then, so keep an eye on her website. I will link it in the description. Definitely one of my favorite, top 3 favorite ancient dumpster Hoyas in my collection. And if, in case you haven't heard of the term ancient dumpster Hoya, it's probably because it's not a real term. It's just a way for me to refer to these types of Hoyas that look like prehistoric and kind of garbagey, but gross and amazing at the same time. I have a few ancient dumpster Hoyas to show today, including I showed this fairly recently. This is my Hoya SP Tanggamus, also from Jing. This one I have had for a few weeks now. It hasn't really done anything other than maybe root a little bit. Let me cover the glare here. I don't know if you can catch some of the roots. So I think it will be a little while before it to grow. If it's like my other large leaf dumpstery Hoyas, they do take quite a bit of time to kind of store up the energy to push out a leaf, but I really don't know much about Hoya, so all of this is a guess to me. Even if it doesn't grow, I just enjoy seeing this leaf so much inside my tent. So this one lives inside my tent, just kind of like hanging off the wall. I do still need to get it into like a glass similar to the clemenciorum, just so there's a little bit of weight, because this cup just can't hold the weight of this leaf. I'm just gonna give you a nice pan of the veins on this guy. I don't know if there are more than one plant sold under the name SP Tanggamus. I mean, I'm sure there must be, so I don't know if this is the main one sold under that name. So another ancient dumpster Hoya, and maybe, yes, also one of my top 3 ancient dumpster Hoyas. Oh, I forgot to mention, this one is just in pure perlite. Sorry for the glare, you can't really, oh there we go. I don't know if you could tell because of the algae, but it is just pure perlite this one is in. I will say I can't grow Hoyas not in semi-hydro. Next up is a plant I haven't shown in this channel before. This is my most, is it my most recent? I think I have a Hoya from Jing, but it's currently at Charmaine's house, but I can't remember which one it is. There's too many that fly around in the group chat. But anyway, this one is the most recent I have in my possession. This is, so let me see if I can remember the name, Hoya SP Aceh. So this is from the Aceh region of Indonesia. So Jing told me this is not the plant that is the most commonly sold under that name of SP Aceh. I think if I search the tag on Instagram, there are a lot, the plants under that tag are a lot more veiny than this, but it does come from the same region. When I got this plant from Jing, I was like dead. Like, she showed me a picture of it, but I wasn't prepared for how big it is. Like, if I show it to you next to my forearm, that's freaking massive. The texture of it is a lot more like supple, ew, than let's say the Tanggamus. I'm gonna put them side by side. This is like super rigid and the edges of the leaves are super jaggedy. This one is a lot more like, you can see how it bends and it's a lot more smooth. There are little splashes along the leaf, and the leaf color, it's a lot darker and the veins aren't as pronounced and they're just a little bit more subtle. It's got a really pretty kind of like sheen to it. It's just freaking stunning. I don't know what it's gonna look like once it grows for me. I don't know if the conditions that I'm giving it will give it like, will produce leaves that look like this, but I am so stoked to have this in my collection. So this one hangs at the back of my tent at the moment, and when I open my tent I just see these like massive Hoya leaves and it makes me so happy. It's currently a moss. Jing prefers to acclimate in moss, and I'm just trying to see if there are roots. Yeah, there are roots. Quite a few roots. So when I get a chance, I'm probably gonna evict one plant out of one of my glass. Like, basically I'm waiting till I have a glass like this. Maybe I'll just go to the thrift store and grab like a set of 6 or something for propagating and growing Hoyas. But I prefer not to use pond as soil, like as in not having a water reservoir. I know a lot of people like to use pond as soil and you just water it and let it drain out, but I just can't keep it on top of the watering enough. Like I said earlier, I've definitely been underwatering a lot of my plants, and they're showing signs of like drought stress. They're not yellowing off or dying or anything, but they are getting quite thirsty by the time I give them a drink. So I don't think I want to do that with this Hoya. And I also don't want it to get too rooted in this moss because it's going to be a nightmare to get the moss off those like delicate Hoya roots. But yeah, this is such a stunning Hoya. I can't believe that Jing just let me have this one. I purchased this, but still, I don't know why she didn't keep this for herself. So this is my Hoya SB Aceh, but not the one commonly sold under this tag. I think it was just kind of like a lucky plant that the supplier just sent her. One more time. Look how delicious. This next one I did show in my Hoya favorites video, but it's grown a little bit. I just wanted to show a little bit of an update. So this is my Hoya larissa. This was the leaf that I had shown in my video. It's still like fuzzy and cute. It's kind of turned a little bit so that the leaves are a little bit more like splayed out, more balanced. That doesn't make any sense. It's kind of rotated its leaves around a little bit so it looks a little bit like more balanced than it was before. It hasn't grown another leaf since, but it's grown all this vine. It is also in my pond mix, so lechuza pond, orchiata, and perlite. I've taken it out of the pot box now, so now this lives inside my tent, and I am treating this one as soil, so this doesn't have a water reservoir that it sits in. I do think I need to find a little cache pot for this to sit in because I don't want these like yummy roots to die off. So yeah, I just want to give a quick little update on the larissa. It's still not growing foliage, but it's looking so cute. I love this Hoya. It's just like so balanced in like the veiny grossness versus like the cute little round leaves. I think this is a Hoya that a lot of people would like. And it seems pretty easy going too. 3 more Hoyas. This next one I haven't really shown in my channel so much. I think I've like panned it in my Hoya video. This is my Hoya vitellinoides, also from Jing. This was a gift that she just like, I was picking up a plant from her house. So I was at her house to pick up, I think import. We imported some plants from Indonesia together, and then I was standing at her door and she was just like standing with her back to me, like writing on a plant tag, and I was like, what are you doing? And she was writing the name of this Hoya because she knew pond everywhere. She knew I would forget the name, and she was right. I forget it all the time. So this is Hoya vitellinoides. I think this is not a super easy Hoya to grow, and I say that not because I haven't grown that many leaves, but it didn't grow for her for a really long time, and it just kept flowering over and over and over again. So the leaves that it came with, oh my goodness, the leaves that it came with was this one and this one, and it took the longest time to grow foliage. It flowered for me, I think, twice or maybe 3 times. So you can see on the peduncle, maybe if it'll focus, how many times it's flowered. And it's got like really cute little pale yellow flowers, except the Only thing is they don't last very long. Like they open and they're like gone in a day. So that's kind of sad when that happens. But I don't remember how long ago this was, but it just suddenly put out 3 leaves all at the same time. So 1, 2, and 3. And I thought they were really cool because these ones came out like all frilly. I'm not sure if I'm giving this too much light. It doesn't seem like super sun stressed. Like there is a little bit of sun stress here, but otherwise I'm dropping pon everywhere. Other than that, it's a little bit paler up at the top where it's closest to the light. So I'm not really sure if this is a good thing or not. If anyone knows, please leave it in the comments. But another cool veiny Hoya that I'm really enjoying lately. This one sits at the top of my Mills bow, kind of like 2 doors down from the clemenciorum. And I definitely underwater this one. I just watered this one before I started filming this video. It's also in lechuza pon, orchiata, pumice. I think this is also one of the like bootleg mixtures of like Jing's homemade pon with like added lechuza pon and other stuff. So this is like a little bit of a mishmash recipe. Nothing much else to say about this other than like you can see that this vine has died off because I underwatered and it aborted growing this one. Is there any active growth on you? Probably not because I never water you, poor thing. Okay, 2 more. Let's show a big one. This is my Hoya macrophylla. This one I imported sometime last year. I don't really remember. It was around like fall or no, maybe summer of last year. I've taken so many cuttings of it and I haven't like sold or given any of them away. This was the bottom cutting of the import and it was like the bushiest part, but I think what I had on the plant was maybe like from here down, and it's grown so many leaves. So this one is probably the biggest one that's grown for me. It's not very splashy, but it is very like round, and there is a good amount of splash on there for not being like a snow queen. I did say in my Hoya wishlist video that I'm looking for a Hoya macrophylla snow queen, but it's not like a crazy wish for me now that I have this guy. Like this one checks all the boxes for me. So this was gifted to me from Jing after my wishlist video, so I'm not looking for that one so badly anymore. And I also have this like absolute beast. It's not on a trellis or anything. You can see in the back it's just like kind of growing upwards, and it's vining along the top kind of ceiling of my tent. I really hate trellises. I know that Hoyas want it and stuff, but I just can't stand how they look. So I'm kind of like looking out for like a way to trellis Hoyas in a nice way that's not too expensive, because for one of my other Hoyas I use like aquarium wood, like the manzanita wood that's kind of like curvy and gnarly, and that looks really good, and it's like, kind of like mimicking the trees that they would like twirl around, but those are so expensive. I don't have a lot of spares, so maybe if I like dismantle one of my aquariums I can use those for Hoyas. So just gonna back you up and show you just how freaking bushy this thing is. I'm not really sure why sometimes it grows leaves that are giant and sometimes like just like this, which is like one of the most recent leaves. This one's actually quite nice and splashy. And then sometimes they'll just throw one that's just like absolute monster. But this one just has such a like, if I just like slap it, you can feel like how freaking sturdy it is. I really like the texture on this, and it really like gives me no fuss. This one is pon, just pon and orchiata actually. I don't think I have any perlite in this. It seems really drought tolerant as well. Let me get it without the glare. It seems really drought tolerant as well. This is completely dried out, and like these leaves are super firm, but I do think it wants a bit of a drink. I just freaking snapped the leaf tip. You got some sap coming out the, dang it. Let me get a cute angle on you. Is that cute? Is that cute? I give up. Okay, last Hoya. Woo! Okay, this one I showed in my Hoya video, but I just kind of panned it. Was it? Yeah. I don't think I like properly, no. I showed this in my plant tour video because this one used to live in my tent. This is my Hoya nicholsoniae New Guinea Ghost. So this one was a gift from Jing. I got this from her around Christmas time. And it was just like this wrinkly little old man. It was an unrooted cutting. And it took a while for it to root, but it never dropped this leaf. You can see that it's not super wrinkly anymore. It was super wrinkly when I showed it the first time. Are you wrinkly? I would say soft, but not wrinkly. It has rooted finally. So let me show you some roots here. But the most exciting thing is it is now putting out 3 leaves. Will it focus on the leaves? 1, 2, and 3. So I always hear that this is like an incredibly fast Hoya once it starts going. So I feel like it's getting going now, and I hope like I get like nice pinky, pale, minty leaves. Jing's is such a beautiful plant. It's really nice and silvery, so I'm not too worried. I am so glad this one is growing, and it's gonna probably take off and become a bush by summertime. I'm super excited. So this is definitely one of my favorite Hoyas. I just haven't talked too much about it because it wasn't doing anything. But now that it's finally putting out 3 leaves, I will give you an update the next time I talk about Hoyas, or I'll probably be blasting this all over my Instagram once it grows out a bit. So yeah, the last Hoya today, but definitely one of my most exciting ones because it's doing good things. Ooh, you sweet boy. You are a sweet boy. Hugs, you need a bath this weekend, okay? I'm gonna give you a bath. Alright guys, that is it for today. I just wanted to keep it super simple. It is now 11 o'clock on Friday night. I have a few hours tomorrow to edit this to get it up for Sunday. So wanted to keep it a little bit easier for myself this week. Tomorrow I'm going to be going over to Charmaine's house to film another video. It's a fun one this time, nothing too serious, but I'm pretty excited to get that one up. It's going to be pretty fun to film as well. So I'm excited to show that to you next week. So I hope you enjoyed this like quick little Hoya video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.